Yo yo, can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can't. Okay, that's all good. Also, there's a voice chat in the Let me go. How do I get back? There we go. For these calls, let me do at here. Let me see if that works. Boom. Yeah. In the top right of your screen, if you're on desktop, I'm not sure where it's at on your phone, but there's a voice chat. That's what we call it. That's where we'll have like all the on-call discussion or questions or anything like that. You found it. There we go. All right, cool. We'll actually just get started in 1 minute. I am recording this, so anyone who wants to watch it after will be able to. It'll just be like a live recording that I drop in one of these channels. Not exactly sure which one yet. I'll probably give it like a couple more minutes because I know how it is. People are gonna be showing up at like 3:05 probably. I won't wait until 3:05. We'll get started at like a couple minutes after. I also don't know if it's going to take a whole hour necessarily. I just gave it an hour in case there's questions or we want to have conversation. The like material is actually pretty straightforward and not going to take too long to explain. So yo, you made it.
Yeah.
There we go. Starting to pile in. Yeah, this is cool. I was starting to wonder, like, I don't know, man. This is the first time we've done something like this. I hope, I hope people show up.
People
I'm,
still pop. People still pop in.
yeah, I'm comfortable recording videos by myself. I've done that plenty, but it's a lot more fun when it's people in here trying to get something from it. So
Oh yeah.
we will, we'll give it like another 60 seconds, and I'll get started. I'm gonna experiment today using this draw tool here. I just went on sketch.io and got a sketch pad. If I hate it, which I might end up hating it, I'm just going to use the good old checklist, or I might try to bounce back and forth and, and use them both. But we'll see. I haven't used the draw pad like that before. But, all right.
Okay. Here.
Oh yeah, that was to just let people know where the voice chat was, if that's what you're looking at.
Already. You can hear me, B?
Yeah, you can hear me.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, bet. All right, cool.
Love. Got some shit up over here.
Dope. All right, I'll go ahead and get started. The best way for this to work probably is for everyone to mute their mics, and then if you have questions or just anything comes up, drop those in the voice chat. I'm going to try to bounce back and forth every so often to see it. I'm going to be, if you guys haven't yet, click on the my screen share. I'm going to kind of be teaching from the checklist and from the sketchboard. So With that being said, we can go ahead and get started. So, this masterclass right now today is really being inspired by just some of the conversation that we've had in the Discord the past week. And honestly, I just know that content marketing, creating reels, TikToks, even just like posting on social media in general is usually a pain for producers and creatives who aren't used to doing that, or maybe you don't have a system in place already that can make it less stressful and overwhelming. So that's really what the goal of today is to just help demystify content marketing in general and give you guys a framework so that when you leave here, you know kind of what to do. Because I know a lot of times we either procrastinate or we overthink and we have, paralysis analysis about things. And for me personally, the best way that I've been able to overcome those obstacles is by studying and learning different strategies and frameworks from other successful people. And that's really what today is about. It's not that I invented this concept that I'm going to be teaching you guys about. It's really just it works, and other people in our space and just online marketing in general are using this. So yeah, that's really going to be it. And then lastly, I'll show you guys too, like how to set up your Instagram profile if you don't have like a clean looking setup yet. And there might be a few things that I have for you that maybe you already have a good profile, but there's just a couple things that I'm going to share that might even spice it up and make it a little bit better. Some things that not everyone's thought about before. So yeah, let's just dive right into, I'm going to use this checklist. So I went ahead and dropped this in the voice chat. I think everyone should be able to access it even though you joined after I dropped it. It's just called the 6-Figure Producer Checklist. This is basically an entire checklist from creating an offer, content marketing, building a community, monetizing, all that stuff that I actually teach in our one-on-one 6-Figure Producer Blueprint coaching program. Okay, right on, cool. But anyway, so I put this checklist together, or this PDF, and it's free. You can get it in other places in the Discord as well. But today I'm going to just be teaching from it because it's just really good. It's a really good framework for content marketing. But before I dive into that specifically, I'm going to pull up this boy right here. So in general, content marketing 101, this is what's called the content triangle. In writing, it's called the rhetorical triangle. It's been called a lot of different things, but we're just going to call it the content triangle today. And in the content triangle, you have, your three different items. You have you, which in this case, most of us are producers, but it doesn't matter if you're a producer or not. This still matters. So you have you have your ideal audience, and then you have your overall message, or in this case, this will be like your content and what the purpose of that content is. And we'll get into those in a minute. But if you understand and use this content triangle, and you're thinking about this whenever you are considering what type of content to make and what the purpose of that content is going to be, it's just going to make things a lot easier, right? So this is like the structure for your marketing, whether it's email marketing or short form content or running ads. It doesn't really matter. This is just you need to understand these 3 items whenever you're doing any sort of marketing, because usually you have something to share with your audience, and that's the whole point of marketing in the first place, right? So that's just like a little sketch just to give you guys like an idea of where we're going with this and how we're going to get this done. Before I dive into teaching about content marketing. I want to actually discuss something that's really cool that I've got to experience and one of my students has gotten to experience using this strategy. So I'm going to pull up D12's Instagram, and I'm pretty sure you guys should be able to see that. Can I just get a 1 in the chat if you guys can see Instagram right now? Okay, perfect. Right on. All right, so if you guys don't know D12, some of you might not, but D12 is one of my students in the Six-Figure Producer Blueprint. He actually has been working with me one-on-one since early November, and shouts to D12. Yeah, man, D12 is the man. He's a big reason why we're even doing this today, because his case study is really the foundation for what I'm even teaching. So basically, D12 joined my program. We worked on creating an offer. We worked on content marketing, which is what we're going to talk about today, and then we worked on his Discord. So for the content marketing and why we're on Instagram right now is I want to show you guys just what he's basically done, what I'm about to teach you guys how to do. So this is going to be like the inspiration for a lot of you to actually take action on what we talk about here today. So you're not going to be able to see his before, obviously. I have screenshots, but you guys are just going to have to trust me on this. So when D12 started with me in November, he had 1,200 followers. And he wasn't posting any real like intentional content. He didn't even have an offer. He wasn't really he's a great producer, like one of the most talented producers, and you guys can see he plays guitar here. But he was just kind of lacking direction with creating products, creating an offer, who his target market was, what type of content he's going to make, and what to do if that content starts doing well. He didn't really have any of that framework. And so we're not going to go into all of that today, but what we are going to talk about is the content strategy that D12 put into place. And so fast forward to basically January 1st, the start of January is when we really put together his content strategy around his offer. And like I said, he had 1,200 followers. He hadn't been posting reels, and then so once we started working together, he just started posting reels. And I'll get more into the details in a minute, but I want to show you that his first reel that we posted together was I think he pinned it. Nope, he didn't. Let me go find it real quick. Oh, right here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so since we've been working together, D12 has posted 20 reels. And the very first one, if you guys can see here, has 850,000 views. He's averaging, he gets a few in the 20s, few in the 15s, few in the 50s. You guys can look and see here how well his content is doing. But the point is, he's using the strategy that I'm going to be teaching you guys today to do this well with his content. And why that's important is not just because he got a bunch of views, right? I'm going to teach you guys how to make intentional content that is going to actually lead to a result that you're trying to get, going back to the content triangle here, right? It's not just about posting content so you get a bunch of views. We have a purpose or a message with our content. And just to kind of give you a spoiler alert, the message for D12 was he created a guitar sample pack. He created a free version of that sample pack, and he put it in his Discord server, which I teach him how to build his server out and grow his community. But for the sake of this, he put the free pack in his server, and then he put the link in his bio to join his Discord to get the free pack. Everyone who's seen all these videos joined, have followed him. Remember, we said he had 1,200. Now he has almost 10,000 followers. And this is only in a matter of a couple months. And then not only has he gained almost 10,000 followers in his Discord server, he's got about 750 members in his Discord. And some of you guys are in D-Swove's Discord. I know Easy says this is literally how he found me. And that's what's kind of hilarious about it, is that through working with D-Swove, some of you guys are here. So it's kind of cool how it all came full circle. But anyway, I think I've made my point about what's possible if you guys take very simple strategy that I'm going to teach you guys how to do today and put it into action. Okay, so we're done with D-Swove, right? We get the point. We don't even really need this anymore. So let's actually go into the document. So here's the strategy. And like I said, guys, this isn't really going to take me that long to go over, and I'm really comfortable with hanging out and talking more specifics for you guys. But here we go. I'm just going to lay it out for you pretty simple. So there's 3 types of content that you guys all need to be producing to really execute to the best of your ability, right? So, and this is something that I'd never really thought of before this. So I hope this is new stuff for you guys. But the first type of content that you're going to want to be producing is audience or brand building content. This is the content that's made with the intention of growing your audience, getting more eyeballs, more people to know that you exist, to see you as a producer, right? So that's the first type, and I'll get into more of the details in a second. But the second type of content is community building content. So we teach basically how to go from building an audience on a social media platform, converting those followers into fans who then join your server or your Discord, your Discord server or your community. And that's where you really build relationships and nurture them. So that's what the community building content is for. And this is the type of content that aims to like show more who you are and the things that you're interested in and the values that you're trying to share with your audience. And then lastly is sales content. This is honestly what producers in general are most familiar with. You know, this is you post your type beat on YouTube. This is you post a flyer with your mixing rates. Like the content that you post with the intention of making sales or gaining customers or clients is sales content. Now, the key to this strategy is having a balanced distribution percentage of each of these, right? So for audience building, you're going to want this to be the majority of your content. And I think that makes sense, right? If we think about marketing in general, and here's where this is going to come into play. We look at it like a funnel. So let me see if I can do this well. Boom. Okay. This is not going to be the best, but bear with me. Okay. So here's the top of your funnel. Here's the middle. And here's the bottom. So this is top, middle, and bottom. Okay. The top of your funnel is eyeballs. That's your audience. The middle, and then we'll say this is like what you do on IG. You're gaining an audience, right? I am really terrible at this, but I'll get better as we go. So that's where your eyeballs are coming from, is Instagram. That's the top of your funnel. And you see the top of the funnel is the biggest portion, right? We want the most amount of attention and people at the top of our funnel. And then we have the middle of our funnel, which we teach Discord, but this can be email list. This can be anything that you're doing to take someone from a social media platform into your own community, something that you have more control over. And so this is really about growing relationships, right? With people. My little stick figures here. These are human beings that we are connecting with Yeah, I'm not going to do faces on them. Okay. And so we're taking attention, eyeballs, and we're turning them into a community, right? And then the bottom of your funnel is where you're making money. This is converting eyeballs into community into sales, right? And so we want to have the most content at the top where we're the biggest. And obviously at the bottom, sales content is the least. That's why it's 15% for sales, 25% for community building content, and about 65% for audience building content. Sorry for my terrible drawing, but you get the point. Okay? So, again, now that you understand the distribution of it, right? And this is just a rule of thumb, but it gets you it allows you to kind of stop overthinking it, right? You know that you need to be making, if you make 10 posts, 6 of them need to be audience, about 2 to 3 need to be community building, and about 1 to 2 need to be sales. Pretty simple, right? Okay, so now let's actually talk about what is going on inside of each of these pieces of content and how to actually create them and the purpose of them, right? So we already talked about the purpose of audience and brand building content is to get more attention, more eyeballs. So how we do this using Reels and TikTok, short form content, which is basically like the most effective way right now to get organic reach. If you don't know what organic reach means, it means free, or you don't have to pay for it, reach, or you're getting it put in more people's feeds organically, aka for free. So since that's really the best and honestly the only way to get in front of people for free that aren't already following you is to create short form content, that's what this whole masterclass is about, right? So the 3 types of content that you can make that are going to be attention grabbing and get more people to know who you are really, you should be aiming to do 3 things, right? Number 1, educate. Number 2, inspire. And number 3, entertain. Examples of these are pretty simple. So educational content, this is really, it can be tips, tricks, tutorials. You guys are all on, producer talk. You guys are all on producer reels. You see other people creating this type of content. And I want to actually make a point here that if you're seeing a lot of other people making this type of content and it's doing well, chances are that means there's a high demand for this content, and you should just be kind of copycatting in a way that type of content for your own audience. So keep that in mind as we go here, is that you should be studying on these platforms, not just scrolling mindlessly, right? The second type of content is inspirational content. And I want to actually bring up D-Swoves real quick because this is the perfect example of inspiring content. You might be wondering, like, okay, what is content that inspires? Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat here. My huge doubt with this kind of thing is, how is the content I'm producing unique enough to stand out from the other million people doing the same thing? No, it's okay, man. Good question, but there's no need to stand out with your content. Not with this type of content. This is just audience building content, right? So your job is to just find the demand of the audience and fill it. And it's not really that important that your educational content is so unique or different. Like right now, we're all on this call. I'm teaching you guys how to post TikTok and Reels. I'm not the only person in the world who knows this stuff. You guys could find this on your own doing Google searches. You guys could find this on TikTok by typing in content marketing. Like, you guys can figure this chat GPT it, right? You guys could figure this information out on your own, but yet you're here because I'm offering it up, right? It's like that's the only difference is that you're here and I'm offering it, so you're consuming it. I'm not being unique with this content because it's for the purpose of educating. We'll get into community building content in a minute. That's where you're going to separate yourself because the whole concept of community building is showing who you are and why people should be a part of what you have going on, if that makes sense. Okay. I see you typing, so I might give you a second here. Really good point. Appreciate you running this, by the way. Never looked into marketing stuff at all. Yeah, no, for sure. This is I know the market, our audience here needs this, so I'm just filling the gap basically. Okay. D-Swove is a perfect example of inspirational content. If you guys can see here, these blurbs popping up on screen, he uses what's called just like a call to action, which he puts producers flip this sample or producers use this sample. And then he plays the guitar samples that he makes and people duet it. People are going, downloading the sample off of his Discord and flipping it and making beats out of it, posting those on their story, sharing those, and then D-Swove actually gets to repost those as well. So this is a perfect example for producers to create inspirational content. It's the type of content that when someone watches your video, they should be closing the app, going to do something about it because you inspired them. So in D-Swove's case, he's making loops. Yeah, exactly. So I remember, right? It was that what was it called? It started with a C. He posted a loop. It's like his biggest one. It has almost 1 million views now. Hundreds, if not thousands of people have flipped that sample and posted it on their own, right? And all he did was pick up his guitar, strum a few, melodies, and then next thing you know, posted it on Instagram. It's a 30-second reel, maybe it's a minute long, something like that. And now 850,000 other people have seen it, right? So that's inspirational content that has gained him an audience or more eyeballs, right? Okay, so education, inspiration, lastly, entertainment. And let me go back to this now. I don't think we need D-Swove anymore. Entertainment. This is like trending audios. This is funny. If you're a funny guy, be funny. Anything that you're going to be able to do to entertain. Another great type of entertainment content is like if you're really skilled at something, like if you're good and people love to watch someone be good at something, especially something that they're not good at themselves. So if you have a talent or a skill set, there are fans out there, not even artists, not even producers, like literal just people scrolling who will enjoy that content, watch that content, help boost your numbers, share that content, and then now, again, your audience is growing. So, yeah, definitely use those guitar loops, man. that guitar loops might be the best vibe in the producer community right now. That's just based on my experience, especially with D-Swove. A caveat here and something I really want to drive home, and I know the question I'm going to get from a lot of people is, what do I do if I don't play the guitar? What do I do if I don't have, or if I don't play an instrument? Figure it out, right? Like, there are so many ways for you to showcase your talent. And that's really where it's about being creative and showing what you can do in your own unique way. Yeah, if you're good at sound design, I guess here, I can show you guys another example of some of this content that I've actually done that will help you guys understand, because I'll be honest with you, I am not good at instruments. I'm not talented at music at all, actually, if I'm being honest. I'm skilled, and I've worked really, really hard to get where I'm at, but I'm not talented. So I don't really have the best chance to showcase something other than if I use my screen, right? I can't just hop on here and play a guitar or whatever, but I can show my screen. So there's a way that you guys can do stuff like this. Let me click on this real quick so you can see. This is a great way to show, I guess, all right, bad example, because in this one I'm actually playing, I'm playing the drums, right? I don't know if you guys can see this over here or not. It might not be loading for you guys. If not, just you guys can go check out my Instagram, Be Real Beats, and you'll see that I have these posts where half the screen is me and the bottom half of the screen is FL Studio. If that's not loading, then I'm sorry, but my point is, like, there's a way for you guys to still showcase your talent inside of your DAW without having just an outright, in flesh skill. So, anyway. Let me get off Instagram because it's killing my bandwidth here. All right, so what tool do you use for making something like that, like recording yourself? Yeah, great question. OBS and Loom. Loom is what I'm actually using to record my entire screen right now. It's really easy. You load it up, click a button, and you're good. OBS is a lot more sophisticated, and you can do a lot more stuff with it. And that's what I use to do my screen grabs for TikTok and Reels, because you can actually set the screen to be the tall and the vertical type videos instead of the wide videos. And so I've set that up in OBS to where I just used a display capture for the bottom half and my camera webcam capture for the top half. And it just split them up perfect, like 50-50. And then whenever I make the post, you just see what's going on the screen, and you see what's going on with me. I might do like a little tutorial on that or something, like a little Loom, and drop it in the Discord for you guys to see. But it really is a pretty simple thing. But again, it's a great way to showcase what you can do inside of your DAW if like you need to be in the DAW to showcase, right? Like I do. So, all right, let's kind of wrap up the audience building content with just a few last things here. So like, you guys got to understand that with your content, especially this type of content, you're in the business of providing value, right? Like, you got to get people to actually care about your videos. If they can't answer the question, why should I watch this? Or what am I getting out of watching this? Or what should I do after I watch this? Chances are you're not educating, inspiring, or entertaining. This is not where we make videos for ourselves. This is where we make videos for our audience. And if we go back to, not my terrible drawing, but this other one, right? We have got to keep in mind that we make videos for our audience. We, or you, make videos for your audience. Then your audience pays you back with attention. Okay? Does that make sense? We're trying to get attention from our audience, right? And the only way someone is going to give us that attention is if we provide value to them in the form of education, inspiration, or entertainment. Okay? So that is what D-Swove alone, off of audience building content, has grown almost 10,000 on Instagram, 700 plus in his Discord. And yeah, like that alone. Okay? So that's how powerful it is. If you guys just turned off the video, cut off left right now, that alone would give you guys enough ammunition to go out there and start making content that's going to grow your audience, right? But that's not where we end, okay? We got to keep going. So after we've built an audience and we have eyeballs and attention, we've now got the duty of creating content that is going to not only get the attention of an audience, but convert those followers into fans of what you have going on. There's a big difference between a follower and a fan, right? A follower is just someone who was interested one time. A fan is someone who's interested every time. Okay? So this is the type of content that you're going to post who showcases who you are, the things you are interested in, and the values that you're trying to share with your audience. I want to pause for a second and make sure you guys understand that you need to know who you are. You need to know what interests you, and you need to know the values that you're trying to share with your audience. Right? That's pretty important. If we're going to do this, like we gotta know what we're talking about, okay? This content is not going to bring in new viewers. And if you've noticed on D Swove's account, some of his content only had 2,000 views, 1,000 views. Those were the videos that weren't educational, inspiring, or entertaining. Those were, hey, here's a little bit about who I am, or here's a little bit about what I've got going on, and here's a little bit about what I'm trying to share with you guys. It doesn't do as well metrically, right? It doesn't get as much views, not as much likes, not as much shares. But it does convert the people who are already following you into your fans, right? And again, why is that so important? The reason why that's so important, and what we teach here at the Prolific Producer, is not only having attention and vanity metrics like views and likes, but what are you doing with that audience after you've earned their attention, right? And as most of you can tell, we teach how to use Discord, right? Like I'm a good example. This Discord server is a great example of whether you came from Instagram or a lot of you I've just friend requested and sent a DM out to. But once I've gotten your attention and you've joined the Discord community, this is where we're nurturing relationships. We're giving value. I'm showing you guys the things that I believe are going to be valuable to you, right? Those are the values that I'm trying to share with my audience. You guys will start to learn who I am and who we are as the Prolific Producer. This is a little bit different because this is not a self-serving brand, right? This isn't me. This is really about the community. But for a lot of you guys, your servers, or just in general, like wherever you're building your community, really is going to be a lot about you, right? Like your goal is to gain fans, gain the attention of followers, and convert them into fans who like you and purchase your stuff, right? Like at the end of the day, like we make music, and the whole goal with the Prolific Producer is to teach you guys how to monetize online. So once you get the attention of a follower and you connect with that follower and create a relationship, now you have the ability to share with them or pitch them or whatever you want to call it on a product, service, or offer that you have for them specifically. So it's very important. If we go back to the sales funnel, I'm literally not pulling that picture up again that I drew. But you see in the middle is where the community exists. Where a lot of people fail is they're really good at audience or they're not, right? But let's say you are good at growing an audience and you have products and offerings to sell, services to sell, but you're not building a community. Your funnel is missing the most important link to connect your followers to your offer, which is the middle of your funnel. In this case, your community. Like I said, we teach Discord. I just think it's the best platform for producers right now. You can do email marketing. You can do, some people have live meetups, like whatever you're going to do to build a community outside of social media. And the reason why that's important is because on social media, if you haven't gotten hip to this yet, your followers, only about 5 to 10% of them see any given piece of content that you post. That's just the way it is. That's social media for you. On an email list or in this Discord server or whatever other platform you use to grow a community, if you make a post and someone's logged on, they're going to see it. Like if I go post something right now and I say, hey, what's up, guys, to everyone, you guys will all see that, right? And so it's a much better platform to actually grow a community than social media. So anyway, I think I've landed my plane about why it's important to grow a community. So let's get back to the content, right? So again, this is not going to bring in new viewers. It will only act to deepen the relationship you have with your current viewers. So here's some ideas for community building content. Our favorite is Q&As. You guys have seen this. Use your Instagram stories, post Ask Me Anythings, post Q&As to give your audience a chance to learn more about you. Again, who you are, what you're interested in, and the values you're trying to share. You can do this using an email newsletter, right? A little bit further down the line in advance here, but we teach how to create a welcome sequence, which is a 5-day email sequence that after someone opts into something that you've given them for free and put their email in, you have an opportunity to create content in the form of emails that's going to deepen that relationship with that person, right? But even on socials, you don't even got to be doing email newsletters just yet. You can share things about yourself, share why you do music in the first place. Keep your audience updated on your goals and your ambitions, right? This is the professional athlete analogy that I give, right? There's fans of professional athletes because, well, I'll just use myself as an example. I love watching the NBA. I have no shot of ever playing in the NBA. So I became a fan of the NBA to kind of live vicariously, right, through those players. And you know, I have a favorite team and I get to watch them. You guys all understand how sports fandom works, right? It's the same concept with the fans of you and your music. They want to stay up to date with what you have going on, your goals and your ambitions, because a lot of them are living vicariously through you, at least in that realm, right? Whether it's your music or production or whatever you have going on. And they just want to stay up to date, right? So those are the types of ways that you can really connect and build deeper. Being transparent, not only about your successes, but about your failures, your business, your passions, your ambitions. Get creative, right? This is, again, really, if you're showing who you are, things you're interested in, and the values you're trying to share with your audience, you're doing this right, okay? Don't worry about the likes on these, the views on these. You should be getting some good comments on these probably. But again, the purpose of this content is not to get new viewers, okay? So, one last time, that should be about 20 to 25% of your content. In other words, out of every 10 posts you make, 2 to 3 of them, right? Okay, so now that you've gained an audience, you've converted followers into fans, it's time to create an offer if you haven't done that already, or some of you who already have an offer. Now is when you're able to put that offer in front of your community. And again, your ideal audience, your community, should be people who you create value for in the form of products, services, and offer, right? So if you're building an audience that you create value for, it's time to show them, hey, I have this thing that you would like, or that could help you get, reach your goals or whatever it is. If you have samples, right, it helps producers who can't make melodies or just don't want to, saves them time in the studio cooking up really fast. So your offer would be sample packs. Maybe you do drum kits. Maybe you do beats for artists, leases for artists, or maybe you do a high ticket offer where you do full production, right? All these different things are a part of your offer, and this is the type of content where you showcase that product in action. Okay? you answer frequently asked questions about this product. That is a great way to get social proof, is by hopping on your story and saying something along the lines of like, hey guys, everyone's asking me in my sample pack if these are royalty free or not. By the way, they are. Or by the way, they're not. And here's why. Like whatever, right? Answering frequently asked questions about your product in public is a great way to build social proof. And people will stop asking you the questions because they got the answers. Showing your product in action, this is probably what most of us here are familiar with, right? This is the producer who creates a sample pack and then makes YouTube videos showing that sample pack in action, or that drum kit in action, or, you know, check out this new plugin I got that I'm using that I have a, you know, affiliate code for. It's really what we're most used to, is the showing your offer in action content. And then that basically inspires people to be like, wow, that beat you made with your drum kit is fire. Now I'm going to go buy that same drum kit because I want fire beats just like you, right? Same concept. If you have happy customers, whether that's they use your samples, they use your drum kits, artists hopping on your beats, get testimonials from them, right? You can have them film it. You could do an interview. You could have them just send you a message over text that you screenshot. And then these are the types of things you can post on your feed, on your story, whatever. Talking specifically about the problem that your ideal customer faces that your product solves is another huge way. And then lastly, just being transparent about the success and failure of your business is also another great way to build trust. And we talked about that up here with community building, right? And then lastly, 15% of your content. Because again, this is bottom of funnel. This is where you don't want to have more sales content than audience building content, because that would just be trying to flip your funnel upside down, and it doesn't work like that, right? So that's why that's the least amount. You want to, if anyone's ever heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, which I'm sure most of you have, he has a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. It's pretty much the only concept that I agree with Gary Vee on. Is that you should give, and then ask. That would be jab, 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 right hook, right? Give value, hit them with the offer, okay? So that's giving the value is your audience building, community building, and then asking for, you know, or pitching or selling your content, whatever it is the right hook. Okay. I've been talking for a while. I've said a lot of words. Is there any questions about this stuff so far? The 3 types of content, the content triangle, the marketing funnel, anything that you guys are just unsure of, or that I need to clarify, or just any questions you have?
In my case, bro, as a producer, me wanting to sell beats, it would be like pretty much. So we're talking about the green screening and all that earlier. Well, like about the screen flow and about the OBS. Pretty much, at least my ideal thought will be like doing those type of videos, like those tutorial type videos. But it's more like saying of how I do it and how I go about it. You know what I mean? And if at least from what I'm thinking, will be like doing those videos, and then when building the community to then make it to like sell my beats type shit, right?
Yeah. So if rappers, artists in general are your target audience, your content should be to educate, inspire, or entertain them. So an example of each of those. Educate. This is like, if you know some stuff that would help an artist with their career, with getting better music, with how to even like what track outs are. Like obviously some artists are further along than others, but that's an example of creating. You don't want to do like, yo guys, here's how I produce this beat. I use this loop and this was the drum pattern, and like rappers don't care about that, right? Producers might care about that, but if your audience is rappers, do not make music production tutorials for them. The type of educational content for them would just be anything that's going to help them with what they're trying to get accomplished. That's education. Inspiration is something along the lines of like, and you've seen these, right? Like a video where it's like, oh, you're a rapper? Why don't you spit some bars then? And then it's your beat playing and you're like bouncing your head, and like, that's one example, right? Inspiring an artist who's scrolling through Instagram, laying in bed, being a bum, right? To be like, ah, shit, that's fire. I need to get up and go do something. That's inspiring content. If you can inspire action, bro, people are going to connect with that. And then lastly is entertaining. This could just be like trends or just cool videos of you doing shit that people, artists in this case, just think is dope, right? Or it's funny. Like some people are hilarious. I'm not really a funny guy. Like I'm really like matter of fact type A. Like I'm a lot more on the education and inspiration side. But if you have like, bro, you're in Miami, bro, figure out how to make some entertaining content. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, point being is that
I'm on it with that, believe me.
So yeah, then once you're gaining more attention, right? I know you got a Discord. I helped you set it up. So when you're offering something for them to join your Discord, whether that's a free beat lease or whatever, dude, you can get as creative as you want with that, or as simple as you want, or as complex as you want. But when they join your community, that's when you actually showcase your value. Hop in a voice channel with them, share your screen, play your beats live for artists who live halfway across the world in your Discord, right? Like there's nothing more. You're not gonna get more of a true feeling from your audience, or in this case artist, about how they think of your music than seeing them in live, listening to your beat, or making something with them on your Discord live from scratch. That shit is like next level. It don't even matter if it's as hard as your stuff you already got. They just feel more connected to it. You know what I mean? And then lastly, sales, bro. It's like, all right, I helped you by giving you education, or I inspired you to get up off your ass, basically. Now you're in my Discord and we're hanging out, we're communicating. I'm playing my beats for you, and now you want to hop on them. It's like, bro, my leases are this, or my exclusives are this, or hell, how about we do a package deal and I'll do your whole EP for a bundle. Like that is so much more effective than just posting your beat on YouTube. It gets like 200 views and you post the buy link in the description and hope someone goes pays for it. That shit doesn't work. You know what I mean? And
it really doesn't.
It does work if you're getting hella views, right? Because then it's a numbers game. We talked about the funnel, right? If you're getting hella views, that's a huge top of funnel. And if you're not doing anything in the middle of the funnel, you're still going to get some trickle down to the bottom of the funnel. But how you convert less views into more purchases is by building community and actually connecting and building relationships.
Definitely makes sense, bro. Appreciate you.
For sure. Okay, so this one says, for me, my goal isn't sales, just placements / collabs. Personally, I'm not trying to make money off music. I got my actual business for that. So I would just flip that last 15% to trying to get placements and collabs. Yeah, so I want to note here that sales is not selling beats necessarily. Sales content is the type of content that you're posting to express your offer to your target audience. If that is like, hey man, I'm just trying to get my beats off and I want you rapping on them or making music with them, then that's your offer. Even if you're not trying to ask for any money in return, you're basically just, you're selling the collab at that point, right? So yeah, I mean, you basically would just say like your sales content is not driving people to a beat store or a sample pack store. you're just driving more traffic to whatever process you've set up for placements and collaborations. And so kind of in the same boat, my main goal is to just get better collaborators, vocalists, and get people to stuff. Yeah, so the whole, like, there's a difference between a producer and an artist, right? So for you, Father Time, I'm pretty sure that you're more so in like the, yeah, I produce, but I'm an artist. Like, I make music. Like, I don't just, you're not, there's a difference between like a beat maker who needs an artist to finish the thing and a artist who has the vision, and then you actually are going out to get vocalists that fit the script for your vision, right? So there's a difference there. Beat makers are usually, we're making beats with the vision of like, I'm creating a palette for an artist to come do their thing on, tell their story. You are telling a story, and then you're selling the opportunity to hop on your music. But if you want better vocalists and better collaborators, you've got to sell why they need to come work with you, right? Give them a reason. And that reason is usually going to be because they connect with you as a person and your message and the values that you're trying to share with your music.
That definitely makes all the sense in the world, because just like that, like he was talking about homie Father Time, if you write, bro, you already a whole cheat code. Because I wish I can write on any, I wish I can freaking rap, bro. If I rap, there will be a rap, literally. But the reality is that I can't. So since I don't know how to, that's not the part of my skill set. I gotta go with what I know. You know what I mean? And go with that. But if you have an artist, you can work with an artist left and right, or you yourself can rap, you already on deck with it, bro. Respectfully.
Yeah, that house joint, Father Time, that you just sent the other day, though, it's like, bro, you don't gotta be a savant vocalist these days. Like, with Melodyne, auto-tune, vocal effects, really just being able to carry a good melody and having like a good idea is 90% of it. If you're like talented on top of that, like very talented, that helps, especially with live performance. But as a DJ, right, like, you don't have to like grab the mic and sing, you just play your tunes. And so lean into your ability to produce vocals as opposed to, you know, talent alone. Anyway, that is pretty much all I have to say about content. So, is there any more questions about content? Nailed it. Thanks, man. I try, bro. I've been studying the game for about 6 months, like every day. Got all these sheets and stuff. Literally hundreds of these.
Hey, those sheets right there, bro, you're going to have to frame those joints. Because every time you're going to look at them, you're going to know why you're looking at them. You feel me?
It's a few of them, man. I got to, hold up. Just to give you a perspective. I always get made fun of this, but I think it's worth sharing. Like, I for real have sheets. Like, on sheets, on sheets.
Respectfully, bro, those sheets right there are sheets that are inspiring and are motivating. So those sheets right there, at one point in your life, you will need to frame them respectfully.
Bro, it's wild.
Because those sheets right there are literally the sheets that really have structure, boy. You feel me? They really have structure. Like, you really have something there that you're sharing with us, bro. Like, free game is amazing. Like, it's something different. That's not something that everyone does. And I've told you this a million times, and I will forever give you your flowers, my brother. Because at the end of the day, I can count how many people have told me, have given me information of anything that I'm looking for, and especially information that actually makes sense. That it's actually, being proven. Like, so you use Swove as a crazy example, but the reality is that he really is an example of what you do. You know what I mean? The reality, yeah, organic reach. Like, bros in the chat understand, bro, that I'm here because of Swove. I'm literally here because of the homie. Like, he posted that, and when he posted it, I literally, um, took the beat. I mean, took the loop, made a beat, got into his Discord, and not even in the Discord, even on IG. That's when I saw beat. I saw Be Real too, and when I got into here, I saw him here too. I was like, oh shit, hold up, and I'm seeing the information that he's putting up. So I'm like, yeah, bro, this dude really he's really informed, and I can really tap in with him and understand that this is really something that that can help me. So once again, bro, you are appreciated 1,000,000%, my brother.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate the kind words. It means a lot, for real. Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, and I was touching on it earlier, but like, the whole reason why we teach Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts is because of the organic reach. And what that means is literally, like, if you create content that performs well, here's how it works, right? Pull back the curtain on the algorithm a little bit. I don't know everything about everything, but I know this is pretty much what happens. When you make a post, especially like this short form Reels, Shorts, and TikToks, those platforms do what's called like a test round, where they show that content to a percentage of your followers and a percentage of people who don't follow you. And based on how it performs in likes, shares, saves, comments, it decides if that content is performing enough for them to boost it out to a second round of people. And it's like, if it keeps performing, it keeps getting boosted to more people, because these platforms want content that keeps people on their platform. And unlike anything before this short form, I guess, it's not an epidemic, like this just new age, right? There was never a way other than really paying for boosted posts and ads to get organic reach on platforms. Think about like Twitter, right? You have retweets. That's organic reach. Or stories, people can share your post, and that would be organic reach. But now the platforms are just pushing your content in front of people who don't already follow you because that content performs. My God. It's a little bit of an epidemic. TikTok seems like it's the most reach. Honestly, like, my experience with TikTok versus Reels versus Shorts is you just got to be on all of them. Using Swove as an example again, his post that got 850,000 on Reels, which, by the way, I really want to drive this point home. He had 1,200 followers. 1,200 followers, and the video got almost 1 million views in a matter of like a month. So it started off and it got to 10K and we were like lit. And then it got to like 50K and we were like, oh my God, bro, what is going on? By the time it was like 300, 400K, we were just like, all right, we're going all in on this strategy. And now he's posted 19 since then, and he's over 1 million views and 10,000 followers and 750 members in his Discord. Again, you might not go mega viral on your first like he did. That's not the point though, right? The point is you're creating content that gets attention, that allows you to convert that following into a community, and then you have an offer for that community. It doesn't matter what your offer is. It could be selling beats, sample packs. I want to work with more artists and collab. I do mixing and mastering. I do teaching, right? Like me, I'm an educator. I'm coaching. I'm educating. Like that's my offer. I mean, I do produce and stuff like that too, and you guys will hear more music from me. But yeah, it really is just like plug and chug at that point. Now, it's not as easy as it sounds because you still have to. I mean, it's simple, right? You got to go make content though, and most people's like limiting belief or the factor that limits them is that making content is like overwhelming and stressful. But if you use this framework, you know that your content just needs to educate, entertain, and inspire. Most of it. Some of it needs to show who you are, what you're interested in, and it doesn't have to necessarily be about music. If you run marathons, great, like post on your story when you go do that or whatever. If you are into dirt bikes, if you skateboard, community building is not about here's more music. Community building is about showing who you are and why. Like most of the guys that you connect with in music, you connect with something else about them that made you a fan of them, and then you started messing with the music, right? Or the music got you in the door, but then you really connected with them because you know they skateboard too, or they love to work out too, or whatever, or you know whatever your thing is, right? That's what's going to make people really connect with you. And then your offer, just go through everybody on. If you still got questions, go through that 6-figure producer checklist, top to bottom. That's going to answer the rest of your questions. We'll do more of these too, guys, where it's not just about content. Really, there's 3 things that you guys need to master: offer creation, content marketing, and community building. And I got something coming for you guys, for those of you who are ready to take the next step. But I'm not gonna drop that here. I want this to be all about free value. We'll talk about the offer that I have for you guys later on. How often would you say you need to post something to build consistent following? It's a numbers game, so the more the better. There's in the document, there's a little like blurb on how many reels a week, how many posts a week, how many carousels a week, how many stories a week. But again, you don't have to max out on that to succeed. But really it is a matter of like more is better with content. But you got to find the balance that works for you, that you can actually, because more importantly than frequency is consistency. I'm sure you guys have seen the, what's it called? The thing where it's like momentum versus intensity. And intensity is like you go really hard for a week posting 20 pieces of content, and then you take, a month off and everyone forgot about you. Versus momentum, where it's like you post one today, one tomorrow, one the next day, and you're always top of mind. Carousels, guys, are the post on Instagram where you swipe. That's called a carousel. So it's like those are really good for like if you have a you guys have seen them, man. Dude, I'm a boomer too, man. I just study. I study these kids. They taught me everything I know. All right, well, cool, man. Yeah, I think we can go ahead and wrap that up. Wrap that up there. I appreciate you guys for all tuning in. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. It seems from the chat and the conversations we've been having that this was really good. I will post the recording. We'll just call it like the Content Marketing Masterclass replay, and it'll be somewhere in the Discord for you guys. Yeah, I also want to say that I appreciate everyone's like engagement in the Discord. Like we're really starting to grow, and this community is really about helping you guys grow and monetize online. I know not everyone's goal is to make a bunch of money with this, but at the end of the day, I believe it's your responsibility as a musician to, as an artist as well, to be able to justify spending as much time on your craft as you want and as you can, because your art matters and people need to hear it. And I firmly believe that if you're able to build systems around your creation and your art that get you paid, that you're going to be able to spend more time and energy on your craft. And I just believe the world needs more artists and the world needs more art. So that's really what the Prolific Producer is about, is helping you guys get paid so you can spend more time working on your music and getting that and building your communities, right? Creating fans and really just getting your message and your music heard. So I'll leave you guys with that. Until next time. Peace out.